Was that a DJ Brother Z exclusive?
Good morning, Milwaukee. You are now tuned in to the lunch break on The Truth 101.7 FM with your boy Ray Nitty and my amazing host. Maybe Shannon is in the studio tripping.
Where's my sound? Oh, let me plug this in. My bad.
Oh, man, we are live from the American Family Insurance Studio located in the heart of downtown Milwaukee in the 3rd Street Market Hall. Shannon, you good?
Man, I'm good. I got here super early today, so I was like, you think being here early, it'll get you ready to go. It'll ease you into the day. But no, I was like, why isn't my sound working? And the headphones
weren't plugged in.
You gotta troubleshoot that type of stuff.
It was a long weekend for you?
It was a long weekend.
I seen you was partying, man.
Man, listen. So, when you come back to town, everybody's like, bro, we got to get up. I'm like, yeah, we got to get up.
You was popping bottles. You had the Truth sign. The Truth 101.7 FM. She had it in lights at the joint.
Yeah, you got to let them know. Tune in 12 to 1 Monday through Friday. I'm not messing around. Y'all going to listen. No.
Hey, man. You heard me. Zach, how was your weekend, man?
It was long. I had to work Friday night. And,
it was long.
I was out last night.
You was outside. Where you kick it at, bro?
Where you at?
I was kicking it with the homies.
With the homies.
With the homies.
Look, okay.
With our
Celebrating
homies.
Pride.
I know that's
Shouts
right.
out to Pride Month.
I wanted to go to Pride.
If you didn't go?
It was my first one.
Really?
Oh, you actually
You
went.
had a time last night, didn't you?
Yep. We went for the parade, and I didn't even see the parade.
Listen,
Really?
I've been to Pride plenty of times, and that is a time.
I haven't been.
You gotta go. It's one of those experiences. Like, they're so loving down there. It's genuinely just a really good time for real. Like,
I hear it's definitely a good time down there.
Man.
I hear it's definitely a good time. Man, what did I do this weekend? Oh, celebrated the anniversary this weekend.
Oh,
So
okay.
we did that.
Wifey came back.
She came back.
That's why you in your suit and tie.
Well, actually, I had a
No,
Masonic
you like that
conference
one,
today. We had our 101st annual grand session today. So I was just storming back from that. Shouts out to Prince Hall Masons. It's an amazing order, doing a lot of good in my life and the neighborhood as
I
well.
love that.
We got a guest today.
We do.
Who we got today, Shannon?
We got Cam Will here today. He's
Soccer player. I know
a
he
soccer
plays
player.
soccer, right?
Yeah, he's into music, fashion, street soccer, and building excitement for the World Cup.
There you go, right here.
Yeah.
Just walked in right on cue.
Yeah. Well, look at that.
How you doing? What else? What background else you got for us on them? What you thinking, Shannon?
Yeah, so he's a Milwaukee native. Attended UWM. Played for Wave. He was a Wave player turned artist. Yeah.
Milwaukee Wave.
Still a Wave
Still a
player.
Wave.
There we go. So we do have a few questions. Nice meeting you. Nice having you here.
How you
Happy to
doing
have
today,
here.
man? We just doing a heat check, seeing how everybody's weekend was.
Right.
Yeah, feel good.
How was your
Feel
weekend?
good?
Weekend, I don't even remember what happened.
I mean, he had a good time.
No, but I feel all right. I just came back from like physical therapy rehab for some stuff that happened during the season, so that's why I'm a little behind. So I appreciate you.
No worries.
No, it's all good. You right on time, man.
Appreciate it.
Right. Every time's a good time. So for those
You want to
meeting
get right into it?
Yeah, I
or?
was going to get right
Okay,
into
let's
it for
do it.
sure. So for those meeting you for the first time, who is Cam Will?
I just got asked the same question, and I just say Cam Will, but like I feel like you did a good service of describing who I am and what I do. I play for the Milwaukee Wave. I'm also a music artist, and I also am a producer, and
That's what's up.
also just more so like a community builder in a sense. But,
I love that. So you wear many hats.
yeah.
So
But I
I'm
feel like they're
gonna-
all kind of one. Like I feel like they're all intertwined.
they work together.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the same way where like if somebody asks me like, "Oh, well, who are you?" I'm like, I don't know. Like,
Right,
what do you mean?
right.
And then
Still
I like, name
discovering who
stuff.
I am.
Right, but like you name a bunch of stuff and they're like, "You do a lot," but it all works together in some way. You know,
Sure.
that's what's up. So how did soccer first become a part of your life?
So The way that it originally started for me, I went to this school where the only sport they offered was soccer, and so I ended up learning to play a little bit that way. But like one of the main things was my grandpa. He gave me this soccer ball that he found on the street, and he said it was from Pele. And so for a long period of my life, I thought it was from Pele. So I'm watching his highlights, I'm doing all that stuff, and I got the ball sitting on my shelf. Yeah. This ball that just is from the middle of the street. And so I ended up like from watching his highlights and stuff like that. That like made me fall in love with the game, and then I started playing from there.
That's dope. How old were you?
I think like that probably was like second grade, maybe.
Okay, so super young.
Briefly, like some kids start like young though. Like some kids start literally almost like straight out the womb.
Right, like here's the ball playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would say in terms of like to be on that like the more like professional level, I guess like I started a little later. Okay. But still like that is still young.
For sure. So talk about your experience playing at UWM and with the Wave.
UWM was cool. It was short lived. It was a year. Ended up leaving just because I wanted to really officially, like, I really wanted to play overseas, but my parents, like, I'm the first generation soccer player in my entire family, so they didn't know anything about, you know what I'm saying? They were like, you got to go to college, you got to do this, and so I was like, all right, I'm going to do a year and see how it is, even though I always knew in the back of my head that, like, I didn't want to go there and I didn't want to, like, play.
You knew what you wanted to do.
Yeah. And so nothing overseas came calling, to be honest, because I didn't know, I didn't have agents, I didn't have anything like that. It was really just me and my family, and so ended up catching a offer from them. Went there to play for a year, left, and then after that, I put out my first EP in college actually, and that's when I was like, dang, I really low-key want to do this music thing serious. And so I started passing out flyers to everybody. This one dude crumpled it up, threw it in the trash right in front of me, and that like
I know that feeling.
Yeah, like lit a fire.
That's so rude.
Like, make you go harder, don't it?
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, bro. So now I still think of him to this day. Yeah. And that was like 4 years ago or 5 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
I still think of mines too.
That's great. That's insanely like rude
exactly
to me. Like
where I
people
was
like
at.
that, like, bro, what? Why would
like
you
what
do
makes
that?
you do that? You know what I'm saying?
Midtown Walmart. Sold a CD for $3. He immediately threw it away. Like,
he bought it and
he gave me the $3 too. He's like, man, all right, bro. And then just threw it away with his receipt. But here I am today.
Exactly.
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
You said you're a first generation soccer player, right?
Yeah.
What was that like? Because I feel like now I'm seeing more young black kids getting into soccer and so forth, right? But how is that? Like now that soccer is probably like the biggest sport of all time right now, what was that like for you? Like, were you like one of the only kids that you saw of your color playing? What was that like for you? And then Shannon, I'm out your way.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. 1000%. I was the only. Actually, no, I had a couple homies that like because we were friends. And because I like played, they were like, "Yo, I'm gonna come play too." And so I maybe had, I might have had 2 or 3 homies with me, but when we go and play against other teams, it was just us 3. You know what I mean? Like those teams didn't have black people, or the teams like that didn't have diversity. It was either just kind of all Caucasian or all Hispanic, But I luckily grew up in such like a diverse like space where my team was full of Hispanics, Caucasians. I grew up playing on the South Side. Like the first team I played for, that was like a club team. We were called Club Latino, and so like you know what I'm saying. And like so, I guess
you Dominican.
Exactly. So I feel like they embraced me to the point where I wasn't really thinking about it like that. But when I went to school and stuff like that, that's when it really stands out because then you're the only one at the school that really plays or stuff like that.
Right. So were you born and raised in Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Oh, dope. So it sounds like you took a step away, like many athletes, for a while. What led to that decision?
Music, and also feeling like I might have like fell out of love with the game with the very first year of college. Like that was the first time soccer turned into a business, and I was like, dang, bro, I'm up every day, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., and then like. If I really enjoyed the like scenario I was in, maybe waking up and going to train every day would have been fun. But for me, I was dreading it pretty much every single day. And so at that point, I was like, all right, I think I want to step away. And then I made my first EP, and that moment happened. And I felt like very passionate about that. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do this full time. And so then I dropped out, ended up taking music super serious, ended up getting involved with some different people that connected me to people, and went on that road. But then I ended up always feeling like there was something missing. And that's when I knew, like, it's not meant to be one or the other. For me, it's meant to be both. Yeah. And so I started playing in, like, cash prize tournaments to kind of, like, get my wheels back again, and started just playing with the homies. And then me and my little brother, we were sitting watching Team USA play. And I told him, I was like, I can still play. Like, he's like, no, you can't. And I was like, bro, don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Still got it. Don't trip.
Exactly. And so then I was like, all right, bet. So I'm going to go play. I'm going to go play professional. And then so that's when I went to the Wave and went through the tryout process. And
got right in.
Yeah, now I'm here.
So that's, you got to be cold to take some time off, drop an EP, be chilling, watching it with your
like,
bro.
I still do
this, right? Watch. And now I'm professionally playing. Yeah.
Listen,
that's what's up.
My brother tried to challenge my nephew to some basketball. It didn't work the same way. He said, I still got it. Uncle knees was getting real bad.
I feel you. That was like I walked away from baseball at Concordia and tried to go back. Now I'm playing softball at Rose Park.
It's like, look, you probably last on
Straight up. Man, I love that story though. Like, so many times people go to school thinking, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then, and I say this respectfully, sometimes the program isn't exactly what you was recruited into believing, right? Yeah. And then you get there, it's like, nah, this ain't really what I wanted to do. So, yeah, man, I dropped my first EP after my first year at college as well, bro. So truly appreciating the story, Shannon. Let's keep getting into some more questions.
Sure. So what lessons still show up when working on your music career?
Speed, running, authenticity, and trying to be as organic as I can. Like, I feel like I was talking to my homie yesterday, and he was like, he pointed out, like, this video we originally shot when I first was doing it in college compared to, like, now. And he was like, I can tell that you still are you, which is what he loves. But he was like, you found who you are, though, like, deeper than what you were before. Like, you usually start out kind of just copying the people that you're inspired by. Like, dang, that was a cool video that they shot. Let's go shoot that exact same video.
That.
You know what I'm saying? And then same thing with, like, song lyrics or song melodies and, like, all that stuff. Exactly. Yep. And so I feel like I've now, with this first album I'm putting out, finally I'm like, this is what I sound like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you found your own way.
100%.
Yeah. So people consider you one of Milwaukee's biggest soccer influencers. How did that happen?
I guess just never, like, leaving it fully. Like, I always would still, like, slightly post that, like, I was playing. Like, I never got to the point where I just completely abandoned the game. Like, I still would maybe go play and, like, post it like I was playing or post that I was training. But I think the thing that started to take it to that next level was once I started doing the ball runs, and that was around the same time that I signed with the Wave. And when you're on a professional scale, people automatically look at you differently because, like,
I got to be there with what he doing.
Exactly. Right. Okay, somebody's willing to invest their money into you to, perform and try to bring championships back to the city. And so that, I think, and then also I started running around downtown with a soccer ball. And I
saw that on your Instagram. I'd like to take up one of them challenges, man. I think I can stick you, dog.
Here we go.
I might get my foot on the ball and leave.
Message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I just fall in love at first sight. I just started with it comes. Why? Baby, you make me believe I could fall in love at first sight. I just started with it comes. Why I'm under your first. Baby, I'm under your first.
Milwaukee, welcome back. You are now listening to The Lunch Break with your boy Ray Nitty and my homegirl.
Maybe Shannon. What's up? What's up? And I got the headphones plugged in.
And they plugged in.
Yeah.
Now, you was just listening to a song by the homie Cam, Baby You.
Yes,
is
sir.
it called?
Yeah.
Can we ask some music questions?
Man, you know what?
Get
I
into
feel
some
like,
music
I feel
for us,
like
because we want to know
music
what this.
questions.
You know, I done threatened the man's skills, saying I could hold him in his soccer. So let's get into some music.
Let's get into the music questions, and then we'll jump back into soccer because
Let's
I
do it.
still have questions about soccer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this song specifically, what is this from the first EP or?
No, this is the first single off the album.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So
When
what-
did this drop?
This came out last year in May.
Okay.
Okay.
I think around probably May 15th or something last year.
So what inspires like your music?
Yeah, because you was taking a long time to drop it.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say he did have it. I was like, where did that voice come
You
from?
need to drop this.
I know. I remember.
That's funny. So
Sorry, what was the question?
yeah, no, I was asking like what inspired that song.
So I was working with a lot of producers from the city, and I was looking for like a specific sound that I just couldn't find. And I ended up moving to Louisville, Kentucky, and my homie Clay, he like sent me some beats because I had a clip that went like decently viral, and he reached out and like, yo, can I sample this? And I was like, yeah. Started driving back and forth from Louisville to here for one, soccer, and then two, also to make music. And once I got there, I was like, they got like this bounce that's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like different than what we have here. And I really have been trying to like curate something that is music that can be played in all aspects. And so that's really where it came from. And then that's like how that song also came to be too.
Nice. So how do soccer, music, fashion all connect for you? Because I know we talked a little bit earlier about how it's all intertwined, how it all kind of works together.
I think, I don't know, soccer is like I can get my competitive spirit off a little more.
Yeah.
Music's my creative spirit, but soccer is also creative, and I found a way to like blend it. I think the coolest thing is that now when you post about like what you do and you're like trying to promote something, it's hard to do it if it feels like you're promoting something.
Yeah.
But now I can just do what I love, which is play soccer and put my music as
In
the
the
background.
background.
Yeah.
And that's where I've been
Yeah.
like, that's the code. Like I
Yeah.
found
Yep.
it. And so now we about to run it up with that like as much as we can.
And you wear your fashion stuff
Exactly.
with it too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get to get my
They
fist
be
off
like-
the
Yeah.
Who's your what is it? Who's your designer? Like, look, I dress myself.
Yeah, facts. But no, also I got these jeans on that are like two-tone jeans.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
Nice.
my album is called Derby Hill, and these are designed by this lady named Monica. And the concept of Derby Hill is like one against one, you against yourself.
Yeah.
And so these jeans are gonna be also called Derby jeans, and we're gonna try to start making these a thing too. So
That's lit for sure. So, what advice would you give a young person that's trying to balance like athletics and their creative pursuits?
trust the process. It's not about making gigantic jumps. It's just about being 1% better every single day. It's about showing up, and can you be in the gym like every day? And by the time you go through a week of doing that, you might see a little more progression. Or by the time you go through a month and then you look at where you were from then till now, like if you can take yourself away from the end goal and you can just be like, I want to fall in love with the process and show up every single day, that's how you'll start to become great in whatever you want to do.
True. So do you have any upcoming collaborations that we should know about? Any tournaments, any events?
Yeah, I mean, the album's coming out July 4th. I haven't even said that. I haven't said that anywhere else yet. So this is
Okay, thank you. Right.
Breaking news, and I chose to do it here.
But also another thing that I guess I could share, the morning of July 4th will be at Blue Hour Cafe. I'll be providing 100 free coffees, maybe 150.
Nice.
We'll see. First 100 to 150 people that get there, you can get free coffee. Also, the merch is going to be available for sale there, and you can hear the album there.
That's what's up. What's the address? Or
I don't know the exact address of it, but if you look up Blue Hour Coffee or Blue Hour Cafe, you'll be able to see it. They're on Apple Maps and Google and stuff.
Okay. So you host street soccer tournaments.
Mm.
How did that come about? What inspired you to start doing that?
I just have like loved what they do like overseas.
Yeah.
Which is like they got like this feeling where it's like it's just so cultured and it's not just about, I don't know, it's like, it's a feeling that they have when they do like the street soccer stuff. And I was like, I would love to have that here.
Yeah.
And so Adriana, who's here with me, I was sitting with her one day and I was like, I've always had this idea of wanting to host a tournament. And she was like, let's do it. And I was like, all right, bet. And
That's
so we,
what's up.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so we ended up putting together the first one within like a month or two. And then within that, Drew Holiday and Lauren Holiday got involved and they came and they were a part of it. And we had all like Unfinished Legacy, we had All Goods, we had a ton of brands in the city that had teams in it. And now we're hoping to do more stuff like that again and to kind of bring like that street culture to the game. And then also on top of that, like the ball runs where we're physically running through the streets is what we do too.
Yeah.
So what is different from street soccer and traditional organized soccer?
Street soccer is faster pace.
Okay.
It's like more like basketball. It's like 5-a-side. It's you are on like the sides of a basketball court, so you can't hide. You know, versus when you're outdoor, you can. You know, you might be able to stay on the side. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
That'll be me.
You got it.
Street soccer, you'll get exposed very, very quickly. And it's just there's a different way of playing because you don't have cleats. It's flat, like the soles are flat, so you can step on the ball, and it's a little more like technical than it is outdoor in terms of like how often you're touching the ball and things like that. And also like the plays you run, like there's like different, like sometimes you'll go set a pick for somebody in street soccer like you would in basketball, and I don't know, it's just a little more faster paced than outdoor. Than full size.
Okay. So have you seen, or how have you seen Milwaukee soccer culture grow over the past few years?
I'm starting to, I don't know if it's always been a thing before, but I definitely have, and I guess I grew up playing in like the Southside tournaments and stuff like that, but like there's a thing called MKE Futboleros, and they host these things where every like week they have these like leagues where people go and play. There's other tournaments that I might not know the names of that I can't shine a light on exactly, but we're all kind of shining a light on soccer in general. And I feel like now people are starting to, like, even for you to be like, I've been thinking about even trying it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to do is like make people feel like, yo, like, because you know, most people don't ever use their feet really in their life ever, besides
just
walking and running. You know what I'm saying? And then there's some people who probably never even really fully sprinted in their life. You know? And so I would love to be able to start to find ways to make soccer like that type of accessible. Yeah. Like you can go to a boxing gym and box for the first time, even if you've never boxed before.
People
like,
don't think about that stuff.
At all.
Yeah.
And so imagine like being able to play soccer for the first time. You're like, yo, I've never played soccer. Let's go into this class and let's go. You know, we working on our feet skills for an hour. Right. That'd be sick.
Yeah. Just want to shout out the chat real quick. If you in the chat, shouts out to E.Wright. Shouts out to Dylan24T. Says, hope you guys have a great day. And Lucretia said, Blue Hour Cafe is located at 2410 North Murray. Shouts out to the chat, always holding us down. Yeah. So July 4th, at what time in the morning?
I don't know the time yet.
Don't know the time yet. Follow him on Instagram.
Exactly.
Give the people your Instagram so they can find out where to be at Blue Hour Cafe located at 2410 North Murray. Go ahead, Shannon.
Oh, we were waiting on his Instagram.
Yeah, you just asked him for his Instagram.
Oh, my bad.
He said, forget that Instagram. Back to you. Hey.
My bad.
I didn't even hear you ask me. The Instagram is _Cam Will. And then it's Cam Will everywhere else, CAMWILL. But then also I got to add, the day of July 4th, we also will be at Nomads later that night too. So
Nice.
Yeah,
Nomads is cool. I've heard a few good things about that place.
Sure. It's a soccer spot.
Yeah. All right, so back into the questions. The World Cup is approaching. Why should people in Milwaukee be excited?
One, it's in America, you know, like for real, like this is the first time that soccer and these like stars of this level are even this close in proximity in America. Usually we only get it when they on like the end of their career and then they come over to play in these leagues when you kind of like, all right, you know, you don't care as much, but like these are all the highest level of soccer athletes in our space for the very first time. Like this doesn't happen often, you know what I mean? And so I don't remember the last time it even did happen. It was like 1994 it was. Like think about that, you know? This is 2026. So just take advantage of it. And I feel like there's a lot of people that watched the World Cup final of the last one, and that never watched soccer before, and they were like texting me, and they were like, "Yo, that was insane."
Cracking.
Yeah, they were like, "Whoa, are you serious?" And now you get to experience soccer culture for the first time, and it's only a month, so you might as well tune in and tap in and enjoy it.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Question: Did they recently have like some sort of qualifying games in Chicago or something?
So they had, I know,
USA versus Germany.
Yeah, those were like
that?
friendlies. So
okay,
warm-up
okay.
games to get you prepared for the World Cup. But they do all the qualifying stuff like a year or 2 years in advance, so then you know if you made it to the World Cup or not.
Yeah. We actually bumped into the Germany soccer team that was in Tao, and it was like, why is all these people just
Right.
It was like, damn, okay, you start talking German. It was like, they was here for the World Cup stuff, I'm assuming. But it's not in Chicago. Is it World Cup or is it in Philly?
It's a couple different spaces. Biko might know.
It's not Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I believe. I know they're in New York. I know it's in like New Jersey. I believe it's in like.
Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Yeah, I don't got it yet, but I'm trying. And I see that there's no point in me lying to you. Faces changing, yours ain't been two-sided. This year ain't been Kodak, but we could pretend like we dancing in South Beach, pretend like this car ain't got no squeaks, pretend cause I ain't got it on me. No flights out to Paris, let's pretend yeah, let's pretend. Don't be pretentious. See more than what temperature. Don't mean to offend. Off in the deep end, taking on more than you can. I'm sure you could stand. Yeah. Let's pretend you would call your friends up. Tell them how you miss them. Show them how you tripped up. I ain't got it on me. Someone call my phone, please. I need all of what comes after. You break a song, get it back faster. Hold it down and it gets madder. Free me. You wanna always be my baby. I wanna pan just
Welcome back. You are now checked in to the lunch break on the Truth 101.7 FM, located in the 3rd Street Market Hall at the American Family Insurance Studios. We have our guest here, Cam, with us. That was another one of his cuts, man. What was that one called?
That was Pretend.
That's nice.
Featuring Ishtar, actually.
Shouts out to the homie Ish, man. That one, I was in here. I couldn't even hear Shannon asking me questions.
I'm like, right.
Zach knew what he was doing. He was like, I'm going to play the one with the Caribbean vibe. I know Nitty could be zoned out. No, that was a dope record. So that one is already out as well?
Yeah.
And that one dropped.
That was a bit ago, maybe like a year or two ago, maybe.
So you've been doing music for some time now, man. You've been putting out some projects.
I just haven't put out a ton of music. Like I maybe got like 15, 16 songs out, but I've been doing music for a little bit now.
Quality versus quantity.
That's what's up.
That's what it sounds like, because everything they played been hits.
Thank you.
833-212-1017 is the phone number right in front of me. 833-212-1017. We are back with Cam.
We are back. If you guys want to join the chat as well, make sure you guys head over to YouTube. And we are 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. You can join the chat and watch us live in the studio. And like Ray just said, you can call the number 1-833-212-1017, or you can text us. So, yeah, tap in how you guys can. We were just talking about the World Cup, and I have a few more questions about that.
Yeah.
So what opportunities does the World Cup create for the cities like Milwaukee?
I think gathering moments. Usually, a lot of times, the only time soccer people get to gather is moments like this, where there's 3 games at least minimum that you get to watch the USA play, or your other cultures. Like also, you're gonna see when Brazil plays, they're gonna be outside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I think it's more so just about the community moments, and you get to find out like, dang, okay, I didn't even know you was into the sport, or oh, I get to introduce you to the sport, and it's all about like the community.
For real. So how can local businesses, families, young athletes all get involved in like bringing the people out and just get involved in this?
I mean, if you're not showing the games, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
Especially if like, at least when USA is on, everybody should be showing that. Like, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But also, I think same thing for small businesses. Any opportunities that it is that you get to align yourself with somebody that is in the soccer community, or that you get to go to these events and be there in person, like make sure you do have representation at the places that are playing the games or where people are gathering too.
So who are some of the players that you think casual fans should be watching or should know, like names to know in the game right now?
I'll do USA first, but then I'll get to everybody else after. Respectfully, I would say Pulisic is someone for the USA that is like, that's our golden boy definitely right now. But I'm also a very big fan of another guy named Timothy Weah, and he is lineage of another of his pops who is also like a legend. And then maybe I'd say to Weston McKennie. I think he's also a baller, and those are like the USA side. When it comes to overall, you got Mbappe, you got Lamine Yamal, you got Messi. This is Messi's last. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the greatest of all time. This is Messi's last World Cup. This is Cristiano Ronaldo's last World Cup, and these are like the
even
greatest,
more reason to be watching.
Right.
These are the last time you'll get to watch these players play at this scale internationally. So, also those people too.
Dope. Do you think Milwaukee could become one of America's strongest soccer cities?
I gotta add Neymar too, because I
of course. Go ahead.
I can't disrespect. That's one of my favorite players of all time. He's like Kyrie Irving of soccer. But say it again. Sorry.
No, yeah. Do you think Milwaukee could become one of America's strongest soccer cities?
Yeah, I think that we're very close to Chicago, and Chicago's got ballers, and I believe that also when we put together our teams and we go play in those tournaments, we be winning those too. And so I will say that Milwaukee is slept on when it comes to that, and we might not get the same respect as like a bigger city does, but Milwaukee also has like ballers for real. And I think as the things are growing, as the Wave is growing, I think attendance this year was up there. We averaged, I think, maybe like 4,200 a game, maybe something like that, and it's going to be even bigger next year as things are moving forward with the new ownership we have. Also, the talks of bringing the other big teams to the city, like they're talking about bringing the like outdoor USL 1 team to, I don't know where it's at now, but those things like that are gonna be able to give kids like things to look forward to, where you're like, I want to play for this team down the street. You know what I'm saying? In the bigger cities, they have that. Like, even in basketball, you grow up and you like, I want to play for the Bulls or I want to play for the Bucks, and you can go to the game and watch the top players and go through that system. There's less of that here, but now we're starting to create the opportunities where you can go through and play for the Wave, or you might be able to go through and play for these next level teams too.
Nice. So before we head out, we want to do a fast 5, but I kind of want like you to elaborate. Like, I don't know. I'm interested in hearing like, why. I know you already did answer this first question, favorite soccer player. Do you want to elaborate on why?
Favorite soccer player is, I got multiple, is Neymar, Robinho, and Ronaldinho. And those are like my 3. And it's really because like those are the Allen Iversons and the Neymar, and the Kyrie Irvings of like, and like the Jason Williams of the sport, where like, dogs, and like you watch them and you like, what are they gonna do next? I can't wait. It's so entertaining to watch those type of people. I'm not a fan of like the robotic style of soccer that has kind of taken over the US a bit, which is don't make mistakes. Like, the game is meant to be played like for fun, and you can't play for fun if you're worrying about making mistakes. So I would say that those, I don't even remember what the question was, but those
favorite
are my
soccer player, and then why?
Because those are my ones.
It was supposed to be the fast 5, but I was like interested in hearing you like elaborate.
I
feel like you explained yourself.
And then Messi's
well.
in there too, and then I'll probably put like Ronaldo up there too.
Okay.
I don't hear people mentioning Beckham no more, man.
I think he just was like
he just one of the robots you was talking about?
No.
Is he one of the robots?
No, because he had like the fashion outside of soccer. Like, he also was like that too. I think just culturally for me, that wasn't who I looked to like that.
Gotcha.
But he definitely was a star in his own right.
I just know him from.
Am I showing my age when I say that name, Biko?
I feel like he's old. I feel like he retired.
Yeah, he's been done playing for a minute.
Oh.
And he was very kind.
But I had a Beckham jersey. So
yeah, he was kind in his response. He was in like, you don't know what you doing.
Beckham don't play no more.
It's like, see, that's why you don't want to meet me on them streets.
I got one more question before you go into your Fast Five, Shannon. Messi is playing for a Miami team right now, right?
And in Miami.
What do you think that has done for the exposure of soccer in America?
So, growing up, we have you got I forgot what the name of it is, but like Ball is Life and those type of things that shine lights on the kids coming up. And I think that's why the NBA does so well, because you get to watch these kids that grow into be stars in high school, and then they go to be bigger stars in college, and then bigger stars in the league.
Yeah.
And so now you got people that are like, I've been watching him my whole life. Now I'm about to go watch him play. In America, you don't really hear about anybody until they are at that scale, and you're like, I don't even know you. I don't know your moms. I don't know what you like. And so I'm not that attached to you. Players like that overseas, like Messi and like those type of people, those are the type of people that we see, and you get to watch their story and grow, and you're tied to those individuals. And so that's why when they come over to America, finally people are like, I've been watching them. I haven't watched anybody in America grow up, so now I get to watch somebody that I feel attached to.
Got it.
Nice. What's your favorite spot in Milwaukee right now?
Like food, or what do you mean?
I think like maybe a kick it spot, a chill spot.
To kick it, I rock with the outsider a lot. I really do like just sitting up there and just talking to the homies. I spent a lot of time just sitting in the parking lot of Bradford Beach by myself in the car, just chilling. Like, I love going there on a weeknight where nobody's really there for real. Mm-hmm. I would say those are probably my two for real.
Okay. And favorite artists right now?
Artists.
Aside from yourself.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time listening to what I've been working on the most, but I would say I really do like Drake. I really do like Party. I really do like Sade a lot. I love Brent Faiyaz. I love so much music. It's hard to be like a favorite artist. It's just more so, how do I feel when I wake up?
That's how I am. I'm like, it depends. Depends what vibe I'm on, right?
Yeah, I'm not just like one pinpoint person at all.
So what cities inspire you? I said cities because I feel like you just said you're not one pinpoint person.
Yeah.
Like I just said, I ain't got one. No, I'm just
the main, I appreciate it. The main ones that I spent the most time, I lived like super nomadically making this album for like around like 3 years. I lived here in Milwaukee. I lived in Louisville. I lived in Chicago for a bit. I lived in LA, and then stayed around like New York. And those were like the main, I think that's like 4 or 5 that I would say have the biggest influence on what I've been doing and where I've spent the most time at.
Okay.
So I would say those are my favorites right now. But I want to go to Miami. I really want to experience Miami. I've never been to Miami before. Ever.
Why not?
I just haven't. I don't know.
Man,
I go where I know people. I think that's the thing.
You ain't got to know nobody. Just go ahead, get on that flight and go to Miami. You going to have a time.
Shannon, get outside. You got an excuse.
Look, I'm like, Miami. Let me tell you some stories,
like,
young buck.
You got to go to Miami. She started foaming at the mouth.
I'm on Google Flights right now. Like, let me get you a flight. Look, what do you mean you ain't been to Miami?
Right. Soon.
For real, you got to get out there, for real. So what's the, I'm sorry.
Still thinking about Miami. Look. Get it together, Shannon.
My bad. I'm back. What's one word to describe Milwaukee's soccer scene?
Brewing.
Ooh, that's actually a pretty good word.
I definitely would say that. And I would say underrated too.
For sure. I think so. So, upcoming events or tournaments that the listeners should know about. Are there any that you haven't talked about yet?
I'd definitely say be on the lookout for, I'm planning on hosting some 1v1 prize tournaments for the kids and also for the adults that I want to do. Obviously, my album release a party and / event the morning of July 4th at Blue Hour Cafe. And probably wherever they play in the World Cup, that's where I'm gonna be at.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
right.
like pay attention to those and make the most of it.
Nice.
Pop out and watch the games. Don't watch them. Don't just watch them from home. Like,
Get out there.
Be in the community as much as you can.
Yeah, it sounds like that's what it's meant for. Kind of like
that's what it's meant for.
Integrating with the community and really getting outside. So where can the listeners follow you, find you, support you? Where can they find you?
If you look up Cam Will, pretty much on anything, CAM space WILL, you can find me on anywhere you stream music, and then Instagram is @_Cam Will. And I'm trying to get rid of the underscore. It's somebody that got
somebody
it.
got you.
Like,
but
you gotta go report their page.
They haven't used Instagram since like 2016.
Man. Yeah.
And so I keep reporting it, and they just not getting banned. So I'm trying to get my trademark situated, so then hopefully I can grab it that way.
Yeah.
But
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
Somebody got maybe Shannon, and I'm like, man, you ain't even used this account since this. Look, every time I check her profile, it's the same one since I've been existing. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna get you up out of here.
So for now, it's an underscore in front, but soon it won't be.
Man, do you have any more messages for our listeners before we head out? Well, we're not heading out. We're heading out to break.
I would just say really be tuned in for this project. I feel like it's a sound that I really took my time curating, and really that I went outside of the city and wanted to bring something back to the city, and I didn't go through that process like just to make some, for lack of better words, just like bullcrap in a sense. Like I really am potent with what I say, and I'm really intentional about how I write, and I would love for the ears that like listen to the project to like really, really listen to the project, because there are a lot of little nuances and a lot of things that you might look at it as face value, but once you start to read the lyrics and you start to really understand it, you'll get it. And I want to just kind of leave it at that.
Man, that's what's up. Well, thank you for being on our show today. Thank you
Absolutely.
so
Yeah,
much,
thank you
man.
for having me.
We gonna head out to break once again. Pay some bills like Ray.
Finna
like
meet
to
him on the
say.
streets.
Somebody
bring a ball outside.
Look, they ain't got no ball. Never mind. Look.
But their children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Welcome back to the lunch break on the Truth 101.7 FM. I might have to hit the Minkay on this. Shouts out to Cam. Man, he had an amazing interview, an amazing story from Milwaukee. Professional soccer player, professional artist, professional fashion designer. Looking forward to see what he has next. Maybe y'all get to Miami or something, Shannon.
Man, we gotta
do a Miami trip.
We gotta do a
Zach, we going to Miami. What's happening?
How much is it?
How much is it? Hey, don't worry
tell
about
Biko
the
it's in the
cost.
budget. It's in the Truth budget. We gonna go down to Miami and pick up some more Truth.
Hey, Miami, one of those places. Don't worry about the cost.
I see,
You just
I
gotta
can't.
rent the yacht. Just do what you gotta do.
Look, she talking about
just need to know how much to bring.
Shannon is out of control.
Hey, Biko, the yacht ain't a write-off.
She said, "Don't worry, I got the yacht."
He got money.
Man, that was right. That was a
know how
quick
to work
show,
it.
man. That was real quick. Like, dang.
It feel like that every time though. Every time we get somebody on, we like, man, that went too quick. Hold on.
It went smooth. We had an amazing week last week too.
Yeah, we
amazing
did.
week last week. With I be messing his name up.
Michael.
Michael
Jacobs.
I don't know why we want to put the L before the, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was an amazing interview. I think it was super dope that Alderwoman Moore called in.
That clip did numbers too a little bit.
Yeah, man, I've never seen, and I'm not saying it hasn't happened.
Right.
I'm just saying I've never witnessed a alder call in and actually be like, you know what? We didn't get enough information. So I'm still floored by that, you know, the humility to come up and to call. To like
That's
somebody
real.
is really like, oh man,
Listen,
tearing
I care.
into City Hall, and then she had the humility to call and be like, you know what, that was an oversight. So what was that, Zach?
Major props to her.
Yeah, major props to Alderwoman Moore.
And I sometimes dibble-dabble in the comments, and I did see one comment like, they prepped her and told her to call in, and what's crazy is like,
at all.
We didn't even prep Michael. He didn't even know what we were going to be asking, so we're asking him these questions, and in real time, like, we're like, yo, like, we got a caller on the line. So she just so happened to be listening and was like, yo, let me speak to. We didn't even know how this was going to go. Right. And I know he was probably like, oh, they set me up.
I mean, I gave Michael the okay, like, bro, do what you got to do.
Right.
But he didn't know.
They said prep. Like, we were, producers was like, keep her on.
Right.
Keep her on the air.
Right, get her on here. Yeah.
This is good. But it was we had a good week, man. We had a good week. It's going to be a big week this week as well.
It is. Young Packs for sure. I'm excited. Like, we started off strong.
I heard we may be doing a party coming up. Can we tease that? No, we can't do it.
We can't tease it, but we going to have a...
Biko shook his curls.
Shake them curls.
Man, tell me how you feeling, Shannon, man.
Man, I'm feeling great. It feels like Friday every time I'm in here, man. I love it here. It's Friday every day. Y'all on the lunch break, man. Hey, and then they play the Nitty beat.
Shouts out to Real Beats, man.
Every time I hear this, I feel like Nitty be thinking I'm playing. That's like, you know how like people be having they go-to, like, I don't know if everybody do it. You randomly yell stuff out.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I'm like, I like that. I'm walking around the house like,
Miami.
Yay. They got to play it in the Miami club.
And I'm just over here.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Zach getting it off back there. Pause if need be. Pulling all night.
If need be.
Accusations.
Man, we having a good time, man. We be here for a good time, not a long time, man.
That's true.
This is a lunch break with Ray and Shannon. We're going to talk to management and see if we could get some more time. Man. I don't even know if we were supposed to say that. But I said it, Biko. It's on the list. It's on the airwaves now.
Now it's on the list.
You know what I'm saying? It's a whole night. Open. Take us home, Shannon. Take us home, man.
Thank you guys for tuning in to the lunch break with Ray, Nitty, and maybe Shannon. As always, we appreciate y'all for pulling up, and we welcome all comments, concerns, subscriptions.